can keep this very informal and be happy to answer any questions, hear your comments. The first thing I would just say to you is, I just got back from the annual Association of Community College Trustees Leadership Congress. I was there with 8 other HCCC colleagues, and it was a great conference. It was in San Francisco. Long flight, but we stuck it out. But we, of course, were celebrating our Board of Trustees Chairman Bill Netchert's receipt of the Northeast U.S. Trustee of the Year award. He was presented with that award. We also had a team do a workshop on our apprenticeship training programs, and just the whole event was great. We had a nice contingent for 3 trustees, the student alumni representative to our board, along with Jennifer and Marcy and help me, Eric, and who am I leaving out? Lori Margolin. So it was a really great time, wonderful to be able to interact with colleagues from across the country. One of the things that I always take away from these national meetings is we're doing a lot of good stuff. And you also realize or are reminded that the challenges we face are really not unique to us. And so anyway, a very good experience. I'm going to be covering some of the same notes that I covered at the town hall a week and a half ago. The first one is, and I think by now everyone probably knows this, but a few weeks ago we had the bittersweet news that our dedicated and talented interim dean of instruction and associate dean of English and ESL, Elizabeth Nesius, has accepted a wonderful new position and opportunity at Rowan College of Burlington County. She's going to be Burlington's associate dean of a very large liberal arts division. We're really going to miss her. I know all of you share that. Many of you have known her for a long time. I've known her since I got here, of course. But we're very happy for her. And her resignation is effective October 31st. I know there's an event that's been scheduled to thank her in a week or two. And in the meantime, certainly reach out to her if you wish and wish her well. I know it was a tough decision for her. Dr. Clive Lee and 6 of his students gave an informative and inspirational presentation at last week's Board of Trustees meeting about many STEM projects and activities. Very exciting and inspirational. In fact, I've noticed he has a whole cadre of students that follow him from event to event. They were all at the last Pizza with the President. But this was really great. He came and introduced the students and talked about a whole variety of projects that they are doing with him. And we certainly appreciate, his leadership and his engagement with students and everything he does for the college. And I'm pleased to share that on November 2nd, our STEM faculty and staff are going to offer STEMtastic, which is a STEMtastic, that's great, which is a program for middle school students in grades 6 through 8 in the Jersey City Public Schools. This is being offered in partnership with the Jersey City Schools and the 4-H Rutgers Cooperative Extension. Students will be led through activities using real-world science and technology skills, while their parents will have an opportunity to participate in information sessions on preparing their children for college and a career. And the goal is to provide Jersey City's future STEM professionals with a forum to explore their curiosities and engage in new learning experiences. I thanked Dr. Burl Yearwood at the last town hall and many of his colleagues and students for their engagement with the Jersey City Schools in this exciting partnership and program. And this is the kind of thing we hope to do more and more of, really bring younger kids from all over Hudson County and even beyond to the campus. Recently, in addition to the ACCT conference, about a week or so earlier, I had the pleasure of joining 4 students along with Executive Vice President Eric Friedman and North Hudson Campus Executive Director Uris Pujols at the annual conference of the Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities, that's HACU, in Chicago. And our students were all stars. Kat Colon, President of the Feminism for All Club, Treasurer of the Criminal Justice Club and a peer leader. Suri Hidalgo, President of the Criminal Justice Club and a peer leader. Rafael Castro, an America Needs You Fellow and member of our EOF program, and Kaylin Segovia Vasquez, President of the Theater Arts Club, Vice President of Public Relations for Phi Theta Kappa, co-chair of the Honor Student Council and a peer leader. we had, I think, yours is here, we had a great experience, and as always, our students were enthusiastic and inspirational, and Eurus, as I said last time, thank you for, he was really the lead at this conference and was helping our students every step of the way. And I might just mention that while I was at ACCT, I was in a restaurant one evening and ran into the president of Phi Theta Kappa, the national president, and she was just glowing about our chapter. She's quite familiar with how active our chapter is, and you've probably heard me say I've never seen a more engaged student organization in my whole career, and she knows it. So actually, I'm hoping we're going to be nominated for a Phi Theta Kappa award sometime soon. And of course, last year, my predecessor, Glenn Gabert, received an award from Phi Theta Kappa. Our President's Advisory Council on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion held its organizational meeting about a week ago, and we had about 30 people attend. That's almost everyone on the council. Eurus and Lalisa Williams are co-chairing the council. Again, thank you. And they are soon, very soon, going to be distributing a climate survey to all students, faculty, staff, and trustees. And this is a survey that utilizes a national instrument that, as you will see, seeks to really provide input into the whole community's feelings, thoughts, perceptions of our climate here with respect to DEI in all of its forms. This will be exceedingly helpful information that will then actually guide the DEI Council as they begin to do their work, which will include developing a strategic plan for diversity, equity, and inclusion, annual action plans, and they're going to be deciding what to focus on in the coming years soon. So I would encourage you, please fill that out. Now, this is a fairly long survey. It's going to take a little while to fill out. I hope you'll stick with it and do it. It's really important. I don't think we've done this here in a long, long time, probably. And if we can get everybody to participate, we'll have really wonderful information that we can use to begin to really try to move to the next level and achieve continuous improvement in this vital area. So I hope you'll fill that out. And our student success work continues to gain steam. It's hard to believe that we're already preparing for our Achieving the Dream coach's second visit, which will happen next month. And Sheila, do you want to say anything? Sheila is, of course, co-chair of our Dream Team with Heather DeVries.
One of our hopes is that the time frame for the DEI survey fills in the void that happened for the ICAT survey. We had a little delay in the actual survey. We are waiting until the 1st of November to open that up, and we will be in the ICAT 1.5. So we would be the first college to take that. And the survey will be open from the 1st to the 16th, and then we will be able to get the results of the survey within 48 hours of closing it, so that we will have a chance to look at it and also have a chance to talk to Mary and Renee before they come here on the 21st and 22nd. This morning I was at the data team, and the data team has come up with a temporary, not temporary, but it's in the process of being permanent, but they are in the process of creating a data dictionary. So they really have done some wonderful work on that. John has actually taken it from an Excel spreadsheet to a data file so that it can be searched and have everything all on one page, as opposed to having the Excel spreadsheet all over the place. Core team update. The core team will meet again on Friday. Both core and data have set up permanent dates. Core will be every other Friday, and data is on every other Monday. And I think that is all of our updates for this point in time.
So the ICAT stands for Institutional Capacity Assessment Tool. Achieving the Dream has, is it 7 capacities or 7 capacities? These are what they consider to be central areas of importance with respect to an institution's student success agenda. And the instrument allows employees to give input on their thoughts about the institution's current level of achievement in each of the 7 areas. So this too, we hope everyone will complete. This is not for students. We're doing some student surveys coming up from the National Center for Community College Student Engagement. But this is for employees, full and part-time. We hope you'll fill it out. When our coaches are here in November, they'll be having what they call an ICAT cafe, a capacity cafe, which is actually fun. We did this in my last institution. The whole college community will be invited to this, roundtables, and there will be a lot of interaction and discussion about the results of this assessment and what it says about where we need to go with refreshments, and it really is a kind of fun, upbeat experience. The reason for the delay is Achieving the Dream wanted us to be one of the first institutions to test the next instrument. This is the brand new instrument, improved upon since the last instrument, and it won't be available until November 1. So anyway, when you get that, we hope you'll fill it out. The nice thing about this, Clive, I just talked about you. Wish you were here a little earlier. I hope your ears were burning. I was talking about the wonderful presentation you did at the trustees meeting and how you get students so engaged.
And last Friday, can I say?
Yeah.
Yeah, so last Friday when we did the presentation, poster presentation in Rutgers University, out of the 163 posters, only 20 winners, and we get 2 winners from Hudson. Yeah, so we were competing with NJIT, NJCU, Rutgers, Montclair, and the other community colleges as well. So yeah,
Phenomenal.
I'm very excited. Yeah,
Fantastic.
to get 2
Fantastic.
awards. Thank you.
Fantastic. So anyway, the nice thing about the delay in the ICAT survey is that this will spread apart the climate survey and the ICAT. So you'll get the climate first, and then a week or 2 later, the ICAT. Please fill them both out if you can. I want to thank Dr. Eric Friedman and the Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs Screening Committee for their leadership of our search for John Marlin's successor. And by the way, John Marlin participated in our panel presentation at ACCT about apprenticeships because he was working very closely with Laurie Margolin and others when he was here. It was nice to see John and catch up with him. He misses everybody. He asked me to share his greetings to all of you. So we've completed the search for John's successor. The title of the position has changed to Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs, but essentially the same role. We're trying to get, when we have attrition or vacancies, we're trying to get our nomenclature kind of at the next level and trying to be more and more consistent. So I think all of you have heard that we have hired a person that we feel really good about. You didn't get to see him. He was the last candidate. He and I ended up sitting next to each other at the other 2 presentations. But Dr. Darrell Jones is coming to us from HAC, Harrisburg Area Community College, the largest community college in Pennsylvania, where he is currently vice president for the York campus. So he has total oversight of the York campus. HAC has 5 campuses, and but he has a whole career in academic leadership, and in fact, earlier in his career, he worked at Seton Hall, and at that time, he and his wife purchased a home in Springfield, New Jersey, which remains their primary residence. He's been renting in an apartment in York, PA. So he's coming back home. He and his family live in New Jersey, has a military background, honorable discharge, and long record of scholarship, fantastic presentation. I think he's going to be a great addition. And he'll be starting here on November 12th. So we'll look forward to introducing him to you. And good news to report, Ilya is here. So Ilya, do you want to share the good news about both the North Hudson campus roof and the Student Center?
Yep. So, roof is completed. We need to use a microphone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm still eating popcorn.
Is it good?
Very. So the roof is completed, has been completed. We completed it about a week ago, so it's 100% done. On Friday, we did a detailed walkthrough with Yuris, Allison, and my team to determine what else needs to be done before moving faculty back. So we made a plan, and this weekend facilities moved everybody from the multi-purpose room back to the 7th floor. So far, no complaints from according to what I know, from the faculty being back in their regional offices. So it's beautiful. It has a new carpet, new painted walls, and more important, it's dry. So that project is out of the way. Now we have to restore multi-purpose room back to the previous conditions. So North Hudson campus can use it for different events. In regards of the student center, we are on schedule. So the work's supposed to be completed on December 13. That's the construction part, and then we are supposed to open for the first day for the spring semester. However, between the December 13 and January 24th, we're going to have to get the Georgia City Department of Building inspections done and temporary certificate of occupancy, which takes some time, and nobody can predict how long it's going to take. However, we're optimistic.
Ilya always shares that because I'm chomping at the bit to get in there, and he wants to remind me that it's beyond our control.
Yeah, we're very excited about the student center, but one more thing has happened during the past week. We actually finished specs for the one feature which is going to be added to this building, which we don't have yet in other buildings. I'm talking about the electronic card door access.
Excellent.
So this is the first building where we're implementing there. Hopefully that we're going to extend
Excellent.
it on other buildings. So that's very nice, and it's going to help us, occupying and using this building in the future. So all good news.
Excellent. Do you want to comment at all on the recycling initiative?
Yes, absolutely. So recycling is moving very, very in a positive way, I would say. We, as you know, we implemented recycling in the library building back in August, and we've been collecting different feedback from community, from staff, about the things to change. We made a lot of changes. We added to the inventory different recycling bins, in addition to what we purchased before. So we learned a lot of experience from the library building. So finally, we feel very strong to extend this program further. So as a matter of fact, today is the first day when we 100% recycling in the STEM building and in the North Hudson campus.
Good.
So before we implemented recycling in these two buildings, we did a detailed walk through the buildings, again, North Hudson campus and STEM, with administration and the faculty, and we actually learned from them how they wanted to be managed. So we adjusted our plans a little bit. So we'll see how it's going to go, and we'll wait for maybe a month and a half to adjust these two buildings, and then we're going to move forward and finish it up, having 100% recycling in the whole campus.
And in addition to your work, you're working with the All College Council.
Yes.
Which committee is that?
Yes, it's a Space and Facilities Committee.
But also with student organizations. So as some of you know, Phi Theta Kappa and student government, perhaps others, are working closely with you.
It's a teamwork. They are very, very close working. I mean, the student government, we have a president of the student government who works with us, and the environmental club of student government who works with us was very, very close. They're participating in the planning part. I mean, in other words, we're doing assessment of the buildings. They're participating in choosing the inventory, different inventory, recycling bins, cans, the other stuff, organizational stuff. They are very excited.
Yeah.
They're putting together the educational piece for the students, as a matter of fact. And All College Council, the Space and Facilities Committee in particular, they are with us as well. So every meeting we have on a monthly basis, they participating. We have emails. They also involved in every step of recycling. It's
Fantastic.
It's very teamwork, I would say.
And I think many of you know, but maybe not everyone, that Phi Theta Kappa is working on a greenhouse project. They're gonna start growing mushrooms, and the idea is eventually to expand this so that they can actually grow edible vegetables. I guess all vegetables are edible, right? For the food pantry, which is really nice. Thank you, Ilya. Okay, recently our foundation held a really successful donor scholar recognition dinner. We had about 100 student scholarship recipients, donors, foundation board members, elected officials, families, friends, and others. Wonderful event. They're not here, but we really appreciate Nicholas Chevroletti, Murta Sanchez, Alexa Riano, and members of our foundation board who made that happen. Also wanted to just share we're planning to engage a search firm to help us recruit candidates for our new Vice President for Advancement and Communications position. You'll recall we did a national search. We brought 3 finalists to campus. We didn't find the right person, the person that we were looking for with the particular sets of skills. And so tomorrow, we have 2 national search firms that specialize in fundraising searches who will be presenting proposals to folks on the screening committee and in the foundation. They'll be offering presentations. We'll then select one of those firms to work with us, and that will be included on the November Board of Trustees agenda for approval. They will then work hand in glove with us. They'll actually, as search firms do, not only help advertise the position, but they will work hard to recruit candidates for the position who have the right skill set. And our work with iFactory, our partner in redeveloping our website, continues, and I thank all who have been involved in this exceedingly important work. Several of our students are going to be meeting with our consultant to share ideas they developed in a bot class project as well, which is really cool. I'm going to stop there. We have some folks here who aren't always able to make these meetings, which is why we're doing this. So I would welcome your comments, questions, anything you want to share. I'm not looking at them, but Michael Felice usually has questions. But anybody, questions, comments?
I usually count to 10 before I break.
I think it's 10, yeah.
No, I just want to say, I'm okay. You guys hear me, right? I always appreciate these forums. It's really nice that you kept them going. It wasn't something you just did for the first year and stuff like that. I have a question about the not college service day convocation.
Convocation?
I wonder if we can open up a larger discussion about what convocation is and how that gets formulated. I mean, they're pleasant enough, activities and things like that. It was nice having the speaker that we had. I guess it was striking to me that it was almost all administrative reports, and not that that's not important. I think they are important. I think my notes, consider what's being said. But I'm wondering, I know with College Service Day, Tony Acevedo had met with Elizabeth and Lalisa to talk about having a committee in which they could formulate a program. Tony made the very important, I don't want to speak for him, he told me what he was discussing, but he made the very important point that the faculty have concerns about the classroom, as does the administration, but they're slightly different.
Yeah.
And we bring to that conversation concerns that maybe the administration either is not aware of, or they're consumed with their own real issues, and we are an important part of that discussion. And I think Tony, Elizabeth, and Lisa said they would be like a committee that would then be able to sort of present or some ideas of faculty or things like that. And I wonder if we could do that with convocation also. I'm not quite sure I know what convocation is. We've had it here. I've gone to them. But I'm wondering if there's a discussion we can have as a college, what we're doing there, what the purpose of it is, and if we can do something where other members of the community may have their reports or their work. I don't know what it is, but something that we can sort of share.
I think that makes perfect sense. Is anyone here involved in the planning? I know Lalisa kind of leads the charge on that. By all means, we'll take this back. I think that makes perfect sense.
It could be the same committee. I mean, if
Yeah.
we don't have redundancy, but there could be a small committee of administrator, faculty, staff, to talk about what those programs are.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay. Also, there was, I saw that there is a lab that's it's like an endowed lab or something like that. There's an endowment for a STEM lab.
Are you referring to the Bloomberg Room?
Yes.
The Bloomberg Room.
Would you mind speaking about that a little bit? Or?
Yeah, I'm not sure I have all the details, but we did get a grant to outfit a room in this building that, as I understand it, will be a great help to our business classes. So it has, I don't know what I'm talking about here. It has like ticker tape, stock information that they see live. Can anybody else do a better job than I can?
Yeah,
Excellent,
the Bloomberg,
yeah.
it's the Bloomberg software and terminals. There's actually special keyboards and everything that the students can use as if they were on the stock trading floor. And then there's a ticker. So it's a real life simulated stock ticker room. Yeah.
And it was funded by the Perkins.
Perkins grant.
Yeah.
There's actually going to be a ribbon cutting, I think,
On Wednesday.
Wednesday.
on Wednesday
Wednesday.
for that, if you're interested in going and seeing it. Is that-
For our December graduating class, we do have our December graduate reception, December 12th, 12/12, very easy to remember, 6 p.m. We will be sending out a save the date to students who are applied to graduate, which I got an updated list this morning, and then they'll be getting a link to RSVP in maybe 2 weeks or so. Our HCCC speaker series, last week, was it last week? It feels like forever ago. Yeah, it was last week. With Saul Flores, which went really well. Saul Flores, he presented the Walk of the Immigrant, so a student who parents were undocumented. In his senior year of college, he had constantly gone back to Mexico and his parents' countries. He wanted to take the Walk of the Immigrant, so he started, I believe, in Ecuador, a 3-month process, working his way all the way up to South Carolina. He took pictures all along the way to be able to share about the experience of immigrants, humanizing them, the cultures, ended up selling a lot of those photographs to open a school in his mom's hometown, which was about to fail, and the students would have to find some way to go to school. So it was really fantastic. I know that Andres took video, so I'm sure at some point it'll be on the YouTube channel. And then December 10th, we have our next HCCC speaker series with Chef Hugh Atkinson, and that'll be on the second floor as well. And we have a lot of events always going on, so there's always something.
Excellent.
On November 18th, the ESL department is going to be hosting a diversity celebration where students of the ESL have their essays published in a magazine. So we're going to have a celebration from 12 to 1 in the atrium in the library. You'll be receiving an invite soon about that. And we're also hosting one of our board members, Sylvia. So we interviewed Sylvia, and we're going to be hosting, she's going to be she's going to have a feature page in our magazine. So if you're around that day and you have some free time, please join us. And on November 26th, from 11:30 to 1, we're going to the English department. Well, it's not really the English department. Dr. Bandiopadhyay is in charge of learning communities. So we're going to host a learning community day where students showcase their work, and that's going to be from 11:30 to 1 in the STEM multipurpose room. So you'll be receiving an invite for that shortly also.
Fantastic.
Magazine event,
November 18th.
where is it?
In the atrium, 6th floor library. Yeah, so join us.
It's National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So ITS is doing events. We have one tomorrow at 10 a.m. in J103, and Wednesday, also in J103 at 10 a.m. And then we have one on the last week of the month. I think it's October 29th. There, you can see our invitations out on my Hudson portal. I invite you please to attend. Invite your friends, bring your cousins from the community, right? It's general purpose security awareness, but also how to keep ourselves individually safe and how to keep the college safe. So please attend.
Excellent.
I'll let Lisa cover that. I want to, in November, and Veronica, make sure I got the date correct, the 13th, we have the first ever Oxfam Hunger Banquet.
Excellent.
So we're going to be doing actually a month of homelessness and hunger awareness that goes hand in hand with the Hunger Free grant that we're applying to. That same day, the college is partnering with the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office I think it's at 10 a.m. that morning. I think the time changed back to 10 a.m. To do a program on sexual assault awareness. So it's going to be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., I believe, in this building. Don't quote me on the exact location, but please, once we get the flyer finalized, you'll be getting more information about that. So it's a really important event that we're having. In terms of Hudson Helps, we've been busy.
You have.
We've been busy,
Absolutely.
so it just proves the point that, our students are in need and we are meeting them where they are, which is a really good thing, and it's hopefully going to increase that student success even more.
Great. I really appreciate your leadership.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to remind you, if you haven't seen the announcement, that the entire Student Affairs, Enrollment, and Bursar's office areas will be closed on Wednesday for our fall training day. We're calling it Student Affairs Trick or Training. See what I did there? We will be in here, and there will be people in costumes. So if you're looking for a laugh or just to have put a smile on your face, stop by. And registration for the spring already begins on October 31st for veterans. Priority registration for veterans in person. November 1st for students who are eligible to register online, which means they've exited ESL and English foundations. And then in person will begin on Tuesday, November 12th. So if you're in touch with students or you see students, please encourage them to register early. On Monday, the 28th, we do have a consultant coming, Brian Van Brunt from the NetCherm group, which is a group. They run things like ATICSA and Title IX training, and NABITA, the Behavior Intervention Teams Association, is spending the whole day here to assess our crisis protocols. So in terms of students in crisis due to mental health issues, or students with suicidal ideations, or any of our emergency reactions. So not so much natural disaster and things like that. I believe Jack's working on something separate for that, more so students who are experiencing a personal emergency. So some of you have been invited to different sessions with him. We are looking for faculty to meet with him between 3 and 4. I've gotten a few names, so if you're interested, 3 to 4 p.m. on Monday the 28th in the Building A first floor conference room. He really is interested in learning what faculty are observing and experiencing in the class in terms of students that may be in crisis. So he's going to assess on Monday. We'll get a full report, and then he will be back to train, do a full day training with a group that's yet to be determined. It depends on his assessment. And then he'll make some recommendations on how we can proceed to further support our students. And then we have another consultant coming and spending 3 days with us, December 3rd, 4th, 5th. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, that first week. And Salome Hayward, who is a leader in disability and accessibility services, will come to assess our physical locations, our services, our technology, everything, soup to nuts, and how we're supporting students who are differently abled. So there will be lots of meetings, definitely with faculty involved, so look for some invites on that. And the third thing was the Hudson Helps grant application has been open, and thank you for those of you who have referred students. It's been great. We've been getting things directly from faculty and staff, and also directly from students. So we've been able to help students with some utility bills, car repair. Unfortunately, one of our students, her home burned down over the weekend, and we were able to quickly react to get her new books and laptop, and we're going to assist her clothes and all kinds of things. So please do continue to point students toward that. And then our new Associate Director of Counseling and Wellness is such an asset to this college. She's done amazing things in a short period. On the portal under Student Services, under Mental Health Counseling, there is now a referral form. So if a student can refer themselves, or faculty staff can refer students, and students can refer students. So it's just a quick form of, so-and-so, phone number, student ID if you have it, what they might need assistance with, and it goes directly to Doreen, 100% confidential, and she'll follow up from there. So you'll hear more about that as we continue to refine that. But lots of good things. I could go on and on, but I won't, because Veronica's like kicking me back.
Our student success work, really, it's all about removing barriers. And these are 3 examples of work that we're trying to do to gain more insight into what we currently are doing, maybe aren't doing, but should be, and then using that information to get us to the next level. So the consultant that's coming in shortly really is going to help us as a community understand how we can improve upon our response when we become aware of individuals in distress. And while the focus is students, I would note all of these also apply to faculty, staff, community members who are here on our campus. How we can better educate the college community about how they can report behavior that concerns them in a way that's both confidential but also helps us immediately try to assess what's happening and how we might be able to be helpful. And same thing for accessibility services. Also, we are setting up a clothes closet, right?
So in partnership with Year Up, because our Year Up partners will have 40 new students here in the spring, they have to dress professionally. So this is the organization that helps Opportunity Youth with, they go to school and then they do all sorts of wraparound services and training. They have to dress professionally. So Lord Abbott collects clothes and is donating to us, and we will have a joint career closet for our students and the Year Up students. And as a reminder, our students also can go to Dress for Success for clothes as well. But if you have clothes, I think Tori Marino is running a drive right now. We will continue a drive, and that will be housed in the 3rd floor, Building A, when Student Life and Leadership vacates, so students can come and get professional dress. So that space is slowly but surely coming to fruition in terms of who and what and how we're going to help students. But yes, the career closet is coming soon. Do your cleaning.
So we are we're expanding we're continuing to expand the food pantries. I think the next step is to try to get some refrigeration and other kinds of equipment so that we can have more options for people that need food. And I'm particularly interested in how we can get leftover food from all of our catering into those food pantries. And then the clothing closet, or whatever we're going to call it. So the idea is any student that needs clothes can go and look just like the food pantry and see if there's something that might help them on an interview day, or just maybe they need a coat for the wintertime, whatever. Off the rack.
I thought of, I'm sorry.
You have a
I thought of
yeah,
couple
go
more
ahead.
things. Two more things, well, actually 2.5. So just building off of the career closet, career services, plugging for them, is doing a Work the Runway fashion show on November 7th, 12:30 in the multipurpose room at Sten. So one of the great things about the fashion show that I know Tori is really pushing is really looking at more of the not underrepresented, non-traditional ways of dressing. So not just, this is what women should wear and this is what men should wear, and just even digging a little bit deeper for, maybe in this field, this would be more appropriate, or if you are, non-binary or more androgynous, this is what you could, you should wear, or, this is not my event, so I hope I did a good job at promoting that. With the Oxfam Hunger Banquet as well, this is going to be a really, really cool event. For anybody who's not familiar with how an Oxfam Hunger Banquet works, when you walk in, you're given an identity and a socioeconomic class, so low, medium, and high. They have kind of identities that they give to you, almost similar to the ATD Finish the Line game, where it'll say, your name is so-and-so, you're from this country, text this number to learn more about yourself. Then you're placed into the different classes. You have different Thanksgiving dinners kind of based on that class. There are, speeches and videos and just kind of more of that, putting yourself in other people's shoes for an opportunity to understand other people and what they may or may not go through. And then lastly, our Snow Social. We got a long ways to go from here, but before you know it, Wednesday, December 4th, our second annual park lighting and Snow Social. Wednesday, the 4th, 4:30 to 6:30. We're getting a big inflatable snow globe, so you can jump inside of a snow globe. It's going to be awesome. And that's all.
Michael, you had a question.
Yeah, for Lisa. So, Lisa, these are more inquiries and questions, but years ago, the school had, I guess, it had a staff of counselors, and I guess it applied for funding, and it did for many years. And I know the students were able to sort of see their counselors, like a therapist, for a good period of time. And then I think they needed something more than that, then they were, recommended therapists in the county or area. Are there any plans for something like that? Or I'm not quite sure how it works now. That's actually what I want to ask you. And are there plans maybe for, because I think for some of our students, there are kind of these needs for consistency. And not, you send them here, they get bounced, they go here. nothing against
Yeah.
our system, but, you know, it's part of maybe not having the funding for full resources where a student could go with someone who they trust, they feel comfortable, they, you know, they have a good period of time with them rather than kind of just being recommended somewhere. Anything like that, or?
Yeah, I'll start off and I'll defer to Sheila since she oversees that area. But we have Doreen Pontius is a full-time licensed clinical social worker, correct? So she will see students. She has seen a lot of students. Marima Hood does this part-time as part of her job. And then we're looking into getting social work interns from NYU to come in and do some clinical work with our students. But we do refer out after probably like 5 or 6 visits, Sheila. Do you want to address it? So we understand the need, and we have a feeling that this consultant will tell us that we are grossly under-resourced.
These are
in this
graduate
area.
interns.
Graduate
Yeah.
interns,
Yes,
yeah.
they're second and third year masters in social work interns, and they have to do 22 and a half hours each week, and then they have to be supervised one-on-one, and it's very detailed as to what they have to do. But they will help us expand our clinical operations because yes, as Lisa said, we are woefully understaffed, but our students are also coming in with many more issues that have not been there in the past. And if there is a crisis that is going on anywhere in the campus, you can call Doreen or call myself or call a counseling center, and we can find out where and what your needs are. If it's truly a crisis, we will come to you, or you can bring them to us, but we would prefer that we go to you, just to cause the least amount of controversial issues with the student or get them agitated or anything like that. And what we do in the case of a true crisis emergency, we can call the mobile screening, or we can call the EMTs and have them come out and do the assessment. And if need be, they will take the student to the hospital if they're voluntary, or if they're deemed involuntary, they still can take them to the hospital for further examination, and then they will give them a full assessment. And both in the hospital, and I do some of this work myself on the side, when you go to the emergency room, they have to give them a complete medical workup to make sure that there's nothing medically causing any of this, and then they'll do the psych evaluation. If the student is in need, they will find them a bed in any of the hospitals that have an open bed at that point in time. Once they are discharged from the hospital, they're given a discharge plan, and they're given referrals as far as who they can see in the community, where they can get medications, and we are trying to make sure that we complete the link so that we know that those students can touch base with us just to make sure that they have a safe place to go to. So it is in process, but in many cases it's very overwhelming as far as the numbers. The numbers that come out of the American College Health and American College Counseling Association, the top numbers, the top identifiable issues are depression, anxiety, and suicide.
And so again, one of the things, as Lisa's already mentioned, one of the things we hope the consultant can do, the first one who's coming in to talk about students and others in distress, is help us gauge where we are, but where we need to be with regard to professional staff. Also for Hudson Helps, when we have that center, we're going to be actually inviting periodically folks from the community to come here. Can you speak to that at all? Aren't you glad you came tonight,
I know,
Lisa?
my gosh, I almost went to my car. NJ SNAP, David is actually working on
Yeah.
partnering with some agencies in the area, so immigration assistance, NJ SNAP, the Housing Authority, certainly, who was that? Urban League, different childcare resources. So it's going to be sort of a like a hoteling situation where somebody might be here every Tuesday, somebody else every Wednesday, and we'll have designated space for them. So we really want that to be the place where a student thinks, I need help with something, they go there, 3rd floor, building A. And if we don't have it there, we're going to have a case manager of sorts that will be able to direct them to the right place.
And let me just follow up with what Lisa just said as far as the case management. What we will do and investigate once we get the interns in, we will look for first-year master's students who would serve the case management role.
So I'm wondering, is there something like electronic bulletin board? I mean, it's great, it's really great to hear how affirmative the school is being on all these issues. A lot of times students have a lot of information they can pass on to each other. And years ago, of course, in the horse and buggy age, we just had a bulletin board where you pin up
Yeah.
a apartments, jobs, this, and that was always really helpful. It didn't need to get filtered through the, bureaucracy of things. So is there anything like that, or an electronic bulletin board, or is there any legal issues about having things posted publicly, or?
No, I mean, we certainly can do some old school posting on bulletin boards, and then we have the portal. We can also do text alerts. I know they're really sort of, they just ignore email because they get so many. But if you have any suggestions of other ways we can get to students,
I wonder if in the student center.
oh, for
there might
sure,
be
in the
an
student center.
opportunity.
We have digital signage in the student center and across the campus, the TVs. But I think you raised a good point. Sheila and I had a discussion today about we do so many wonderful things, and then sometimes you walk into the room and you're like, gosh, if only there were another 100 students here. So
Well, and also because like with bulletin boards and stuff, it cuts out, so-called middleman. And
yeah.
It's really there, and it's coming and going, and anybody that has information, they can just post it there. Sometimes students are not that keen on going through
Yep.
all the.
Right, no, you're absolutely right. I think we can look at that.
We just recently added to the Hudson County page an announcement, and basically this is current flyers that we've been getting that will rotate like a slideshow. So it's kind of an electronic bulletin board, but we also have the paper form of those as well. So that's a place that people can go to. We have a company that we're meeting with next week, I believe, that wants to have volunteers come and serve for Thanksgiving. So we're going to be meeting with them.
Yep.
And once we vet them, we'll put them up on. We kind of vet, we try to vet because we don't want to send the community members out to something that's kind of sketchy.
Right.
So.
But it's a good point. I think we can look at ways we can do
Yep.
more visual, like in the hallways, students are waiting or walking around. It's a good point.
I mean, it's even been brought up with CAOs working with the recycling program. So the idea that all these flyers go on the bulletin boards and have to be garbage. So, I mean, of course, that then becomes to replacing all of our bulletin boards with digital and all of that. So, but the conversation has been brought up about digitizing our bulletin boards just to allow for cleaner look and less big.
If the student center becomes what we hope it will, a place where really lots of students hang out, go, frequent, it may be a new opportunity for us to convey that kind of info. We are going to be having a really nice food service operation there as well. Okay, others? Is anybody wanting to let us know about something we should celebrate? Some positive thing we should celebrate? Now that I've said it, I should have something in mind. Alrighty, well, anything else anybody would like to share? We celebrate Michael for Lisa's being here today. I do, actually, you know what, I do want to say, the faculty, what do we call the faculty publication that just came out?
Oh, the perennial.
The perennial, beautiful, I don't know if you've all seen that. Beautifully done, very touching. All right, well, thank you all. I hope you have a great evening. I appreciate your comment, and take care.